Welcome to round 101, episode 101 of The Hop. I am looking at Gabe.
Oh my God.
Coming at you live and in studio.
This is what the holidays do. It brings us together.
Yes.
It brings us in person, and we record in person. So here we are. We're in the studio. But 101, we're here. Room 101 is where the magic happens. It's where it's happening today. And we're going very far.
We're going to Huss Brewing Company.
We're going to Arizona.
It might be our first Arizonian beer that we've ever had on the show. So
yeah. I happen to be in Arizona for a wedding. The day of the wedding, we had some time to kill. I wasn't part of the party. And we stumbled across this great little outdoor brewery / taproom / kitchen. And I said, hey, I need some beer to go because
Gabe does what we do here.
I
he's
said,
a professional.
give me that and let's do it.
Yeah.
So we're drinking Huss Brewing, 2 very different beers. I did not have these beers at the brewery. I'll talk quickly about what I had and whatnot. And we're very, very excited. All the normal shit, news and notes, fun topic, brewery, fun, cheers, and, Thanksgiving hangovers. How was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah. My Thanksgiving was good. It was exactly the kind of, it was like just the right people, just the right food, just long enough. Everyone out the door.
Football. Yeah.
Bad football games. That was pretty much how it went.
Every away team won, and it
was also, this stat will blow your mind. I think it's correct. I hope it is.
Uh-oh.
I believe that is the first time Sean Payton has lost a game
on a holiday. That is correct, because he was
mind-blowing.
He was 3-0 on Christmas, he was 2-0 on Thanksgiving, and he was 1-0 on something else, maybe Halloween or something. I don't know.
It's crazy.
But yeah, and we can blame Trevor Siemian for it. Good job, bud. No, we can't. They had injuries. There's a lot going on. He did his best, but
that game was rough, to say the least.
Yeah, that Cowboys Raiders game was pretty exciting. I had the Dallas D. They did me nothing. Thanks for that.
Yeah, the Cowboys game ended up being good in the end. It started off boring, but that ended up definitely being sort of the highlight of the day, I would say.
Thank you, Josh Jacobs. Thank you. Anyway.
So if you want to connect with us, with our show, you can do so at the HO Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. You can send us an email, thehopod@gmail.com. We love suggestions. We love getting brewery and beer suggestions from people. If you feel like, hey, like this is your first time in Arizona, why haven't you come to, I don't know,
Montana?
We will get there if you request it.
Is Montana close to Arizona?
No,
Great.
It's not.
Awesome.
But you can send us an email, thehopod@gmail.com is the place to do that. You can find the show on YouTube. We are a video product. If you want to see what it looks like when we are in the studio together, you can do that. You just search for The Hop, a craft beer podcast. Once you found us, you can subscribe. You can click the bell so that you get notified whenever episodes or videos or different things go up. Also, wherever you listen to us, Apple, Spotify, Google, we just passed our 100th episode, and we'd love, as a congratulations to us, if you gave us a like and a subscribe over there on Apple Podcast. And a rate and review is really the best thing to do. If you want to give a review to the show, it helps us make the show better for you. So we really appreciate everyone that gives us feedback in that way, because it allows us to get better at what we do.
Absolutely. That is 100% true. But like an Amazon gift card would be nice.
I
don't know. Too. I mean, we can talk about it later, but do what you got to do. Breweries to suggest for the future, breweries to repeat. Okay, so Thanksgiving's over. So it's now everyone's officially focused on Christmas. So guys, what Christmas beer should we do? We did a bunch last year. We're not going to repeat those. We're going to switch it up. Every brewery has their own Christmas spin. So what do you guys want to see? Let us know.
It's time for those winter warmers.
Woo!
All right, let's get it going here.
Beer news.
Originally reported by Bloomberg last week, Constellation Brands, which is the big beer company that owns Corona and a bunch of other big names, they are apparently exploring a deal
this
with
is a little scary.
Monster Beverage. Now, Monster Beverage, Coca-Cola is a major shareholder of them, And obviously they own the energy drink Monster and a bunch of other things. We don't know any details on what Bloomberg doesn't know. Nobody knows any details on this. Definitely insiders are keeping it very hush hush.
Yeah.
But it's being explored purportedly. So we're just mentioning that as sort of a trend to keep an eye on. We don't even know what it could mean, but it's sort of a blurring of the line between the non-alcohol and alcohol space, which we have seen before. It also could mean a lot for both companies in the THC and CBD brand.
Those are always popping up more and more every day. So
yeah, they're looking at, Monster is apparently considering CBD or hard seltzer as part of their portfolios. And then, cannabis infused beverages are a big thing. Constellation has a big stake in Canopy Growth, which is a Canadian marijuana company that sells drinks in Canada. So if marijuana becomes legal here, you could see that start to happen. So we don't know details on it. It's just comes from Bloomberg, and it's something to keep an eye on.
a Monster energy drink with THC.
And or alcohol. Which would you prefer?
I feel like I would, to be honest, I feel like I'd rather have the alcohol. I feel like THC and Monster, like when's the last time you had a Monster?
Kind of pulling you in two different directions.
Yeah, like I do.
I think never. I don't think I've ever had one.
I was always a Red Bull guy, and even those, I was
same.
like, I have to stop drinking this.
Yeah, not good. Not
Even
good.
at a young age, I was like, Gabe, stop. We're done here.
All right, our first story. There are some sort of developments in the canning industry that are sort of an answer to the can issue that we've been reporting about a lot. There's a company out of Milwaukee called Craft Beverage Warehouse. They're a package distributor, and they have announced plans to add digital can printing to their lineup of services. So this is for existing and future customers. They're making a $4 million investment and a plan to basically start offering this service in the late first quarter of 2022, so early 2022. Their goal is to provide a minimum order pallet order option of half a pallet, which is about 3,500 cans, and the average order they expect to be around 10,000 cans per SKU. But so if you're someone who does digital can printing at a brewery, and the Ball Canning Corporation's new requirements are prohibitive to you, this is one option if you're within their zones. There's also a company called Willcraft Can, and they are adding a second canning line to increase capacity. They serve craft beverage makers in the Midwest. So I guess both of these companies are in the Midwest, but they've added a new Cody canning line to better serve their beverage makers, looking to hire experts in packaging, supply chain, professionally packaged. They're basically a mobile canning service. So what they do is they come directly to the business, the brewery, whatever it is. They bring the cans, they bring the equipment, they bring the staff, they package, and then they pack up and leave. So they kind of do it for you. They don't send the cans to you.
Yeah.
So it basically allows beverage makers to focus on what they're making and allows this company to kind of do the rest. So it's a cool option. So again, these are two options in the Midwest. Hopefully we see some on the West Coast and the East Coast to help those breweries as well. Because as we reported last week, the canning situation is dire.
It's run amok, if you will. It's not looking good. And as we mentioned, they're forcing breweries to order just so much more, which means that $12 4-pack is going to be like a $22 4-pack. And no one wants that. So,
yeah. So, Willcraft, Craft Beverage Warehouse, thank you for your services.
We love you. All right, we don't always report on new beers, but this one is pretty specific, and I felt is needed in a way.
We report about this. This is like the third time. We do this every year. So
it's like, we're going to talk about it. Russian River's annual Pliny the Younger is out. It's coming out, and the release will be in person this year. They had to take a year off because of good old mother COVID. And so they're doing it up this year in person. They want to welcome back everyone who's bought it in the past or anyone new. Get your hands on this beer. This beer is so good. They're getting it into it very well. This year it is their 10.25% remarkably dry for the amount of malt used in the recipe type beer. Reading off of it now. Loaded with hop flavors, bitterness, and aromatics. We brewed Younger for the first time in 2005 as a winter seasonal beer, building upon Pliny the Elder recipe. So look out for this. It's going to be a release The official pub release dates are February 4th to the 17th, 2022.
Yeah, the bigger news really is that it's happening in person because this is a big, we've reported about this, like I said, now 2 years running. And it's a big deal. It's a big part of it brings visitors from all over the world to Russian Rivers Brewing in Northern California. You have to get a wristband. You can only get 2 bottles. It's a whole thing. I think they did it in bottles for the first time 2 years ago. But it's a big deal, and people take these bottles away and sell them for like $150 on the black market.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's a big event that last year didn't happen because of COVID. So it's great to see that it's coming back in person this year.
This beer almost puts other beers to shame.
It's the lore behind it. You know, Pliny the Elder is it's like what Heady Topper became on the East Coast. Pliny the Elder is like a famed, sought after beer. It's a fine beer. I've had it. It's good, but it's more the lore. But Pliny the Younger is the sort of triple version of it.
Yeah, that's the big guns.
Yeah.
So look out for it.
And finally, this is not really news, but it's something that starts to happen this time of year. It's fun. We like to talk about it because we never know. Sometimes it comes to pass. It did this past year.
Yeah.
But the first company to sort of project flavor trends for the new year is a company called Beck's Flavors, and they're out of Missouri, and they have released basically they're a marketing and research and development company that has kind of projected what they anticipate being major trends in the coming year, and they did it in 4 different categories. They did a fruit category, a botanical, an innovation category, and an indulgent category.
Ooh.
So the winner in the fruit category was kind of a focus on freshness and health. The flavor they chose was clementine, a sweet, crisp, and refreshing citrus flavor. Apparently, 83% of consumers globally agree that having a healthy diet can build immunity to help prevent illness and disease. I am in the 83%, I agree. And so they anticipate,
Show off.
They anticipate that clementine will be a big flavor. We'll see. I could easily see that being IPAs or something like that.
Absolutely. Those New England juicies or even the West Coast style a little bit.
The botanical category is elderflower. I love elderflower.
Okay. Elderflower liqueur.
Mostly because of Saint Germain, which is a great liqueur. But they said that that goes also into the health and wellness category. They said, there's been a huge consumer focus on better eating, calorie consciousness, better ingredients, lower sugars, different things like that. And these floral ingredients are part of that. So that's in that category. In the category of innovation, they came out with Starfruit Apricot. Which is intriguing to me.
Who's making up this shit?
Their research found that 63% of consumers find exotic food and beverages from all over the world appealing. So they came up with this exotic pairing that they think will be trendy in 2022. So if you see a lot of Starfruit Apricot flavored things.
Apricot. What's a starfruit?
You got me.
Great.
I think it's shaped like a star.
I would hope so.
And then finally in the indulgent category, they went with sort of the trend of nostalgia, people looking back, and they said that coconut caramel cookie is the winning flavor. It harkens back to the Samoa Girl Scout cookie, which I love.
Woo!
And they said that more than ever before, consumers are being drawn towards foods and beverages that are comforting, comfort foods. So,
amen. Second I read Girl Scout cookie, you don't gotta tell me twice.
Sure, give me a Samoa Girl Scout cookie stout. I'm here for it.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That sounds amazing.
So, some trends to look out for in 2022. Who knows if it'll come to pass, but it's always fun to project this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is cool because I think we did it last year. There was like the pickle one, and inevitably that led to other things.
And they were right. And they were right.
I remember them having a floral category last year as well. I don't remember what it was, but
yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Go back and listen.
All right, Gabe, you ready to go to Arizona?
I'm ready, and I have a toast, and I want you to pick the music. He's going to play the cat national anthem thing. That's the one I don't want you to play.
I have a lot that I want to play, but I shouldn't. I'll just go with the classic jazz. Why not?
Yeah.
It never lets us down, right?
We're heading to the desert, and this is by Madge Morris Wagner. Where all love's joys, its smiles and kisses, where all its hopes and dream and blisses, all that a million years could think, and brewed into one cup of dew, and given to me a toast to drink, I drink that toast to you. And I want to end on one lyric by the Grammy-winning, award-winning, platinum edition recording artist, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh my God.
Phoenix, Arizona puts the heat up on ya. I should warn ya, the girl's as fine as California. Thank you, Sir Mix-a-Lot, for your contribution to the hop.
Shots fired, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I don't know if you won any Grammys, but that song is too good to pass up, so here we are.
Okay, this is a weird transition from that.
That's it.
But before we dive into the beer, this is our first episode since Stephen Sondheim passed away last week. And I just wanted to basically raise a toast and a glass and basically dedicate this episode to him. Gabe and I are actors and theater practitioners. I specifically have a heavy background in musical theater and always have. And when I was 9 years old, the first show I ever did was a Stephen Sondheim musical. And I have done 7 or 8 of his shows over the course of my career so far. I've met him briefly.
Yeah, you actually shook his hand.
Briefly, he shook this hand right here.
There you go.
But the thing is that what I noticed last week, that day when he passed away, was that my story is, not unique at all. It's the story of so many theater people who do this for a living because of this man who there are no words. He is the Shakespeare of the musical theater. There's nobody alive in my estimation that and maybe nobody even before him, but really nobody alive that compares to. We were just so lucky to have him to live in an age where he was producing work around us. So he will be sorely missed. His work will live on. But I wanted to bring it up. Last week on this show, I said we made a hat.
Yeah.
And so, Mr. Sondheim, thank you for all the hats. And this episode is dedicated to him.
He's just one of those artists that, even if you don't know musical theater, when you hear Sondheim or Stephen Sondheim, you know what we're talking about. Yeah. Like, that's how much of an impact he had. So, just going off of what you said is perfect, and we can just leave it at that. But yes, this is for him. So thank you, sir.
And thank you, Sir Mix-a-Lot. All right.
All right.
Here you are.
Thank you, sir.
We are kicking things off with a fruit beer. It's been a while.
Skippy.
And it is the Papago Cherry Blossom Black Cherry and Wheat beer with natural black cherry flavor added. And it's 5% ABV. The IBUs are at 15. Untapped has it at 3.56. No rating from Beer Advocate. It's red in the glass, which is very pretty. And it's interesting that it's a wheat beer, that it, looks like this, but we haven't had a beer like this in a while, so I'm excited about this.
That is one of the reasons why I grabbed it, to be honest. I just saw this on the menu. I saw the other variations of it. We'll get into those in a hot second, but this is definitely one of the more popular options at the brewery. It is as you said, a year-rounder. It's very good, and it has a bunch of fun flavors that we are going to dive into.
So from the brewery, inspired by one of Arizona's favorite beers, Papago Orange Blossom Wheat. Cherry Blossom Wheat is a slightly tart yet sweet and smooth, with a rich cherry taste and balanced mouthfeel, brewed with 100% real cherries, creating a wildly refreshing beer with a light body and a slightly tart flavor with a touch of sweetness. Yum. So I guess this is a take on another beer.
You got it. Yeah. So basically I never knew how to say it, to be honest with you. What did you say? Papago?
I said Papago. I don't know.
Papago. I'm going to go with that. I never knew.
Papago.
Papago. The Papago Orange Blossom is like one of the OGs, and it's also comes from another brewery in a way, which we'll get into in a second. But This is the, like, they just took the orange and they said, replace it with cherry. And this is what we have. So, even Jeff Huss, one of the co-owners, says, like any new addition to the family, we wanted to make sure the cherry blossom stood out from its other siblings.
Yeah, SRM chart, I would put it around a 21. It's not quite like wine chart, really. It is like a brown bordering on red, but it's not a vibrant red. So I would put it around a 21 on the SRM chart.
It looks like
myself.
Juice.
It looks like cranberry juice, though. You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
It looks like it's got that sort of burnt amber color to it. And on the nose, I mean, all that cherry.
It's a tart, but it's a fun tart. It's a fart.
It's
no, it's not. I couldn't resist.
No, you didn't. I'm gonna.
Yay!
Huge.
I'm sorry. Huss Brewing. I'm sorry.
God.
No. It is. It's got the tarty flavor to it, but it smells fun. It smells like the cherry. I don't know if I'm getting a lot of wheat.
I am getting wheat because the tartness is muted, and that's from the malt bill. It's from the grass and the hay that's in there, and the wheatiness. There's sort of a spicy Belgian quality to it that I attribute to the wheat that's in there. The fruitiness is there. I get some hints of some other fruit. I get a little bit of orange. I get a little bit of lemon. You don't get any hops or anything like that on this. There's no bite. There's no pine. There's nothing like that.
I definitely get a little bit of lemon. I'm definitely getting a little bit of that wheat. For me, I'm not getting. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say wheat. I meant to say the hay. You said hay, and that rang a bell to me. Me personally, I'm not getting a whole lot of wheat, but I am getting a lot of bit of that like straw hay vibrance to it. Or a little earthy. It could be a little earthy.
There's a Belgian quality to this, a Belgian sort of spiciness to this, and I just attribute that to the wheat that is in there. It poured with, I would say, about a half a thumbnail of sort of a fizzy off-white head.
Went away quickly.
Yeah, not much retention at all, no lacing, but there's a lot of carbonation. There's bubbles just bubbling and bubbling away. You can tell it's going to be... it's going to have a little zing to it.
Beer Advocate has yet to review it. Untapped gave it a 3.56.
Yeah. From the brewery, again, from their website, like any new addition to the family, we wanted to make sure Papago, Cherry Blossom stood out from its older siblings. So aside from the refreshingly tart, sweet finish, we were most excited for people to experience its delicious aroma and natural rose-colored hue.
Rose-colored hue, yes.
Stewie?
Brian? All right, let's drink this, bitch.
Okay,
I'm excited.
Here we go. Cheers. The glasses have come together.
Thank God.
First time in months.
Wow. Not at all what I thought it was going to be, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be more on the Belgian style with a little bit of flavor. And I feel it's a lot of flavor with a hint of Belgian style, but that really helps it. I feel like it's just like fun in a glass to me. It's got a lot of that flavor. It tastes like a carbonated beer. And the Belgian wheat, hay, whatever you want to call it, it kind of gives like an accent to it. And it just makes it like different. You know, it's hitting the back end really well.
I agree. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's confession. I may have had a margarita before we did
this.
Hey. I don't know if it's that, but like the fruit flavors are really forward and pleasant on this. It's not like a sour that's not that much tartness, but
no,
it's really sweet in a delicious way, in a rosé kind of way. You know what I mean?
But it tastes like a beer. It doesn't taste like a sour at all.
No, it doesn't.
Awesome.
It tastes like it has the flavors of a rosé and the feeling of a wheat beer. I do think the carbonation is there. It's got a zinginess to it. I would say it's on the higher side of medium. I would say the mouthfeel is zingy, zesty, but not as not puckering, not a tartness, not anything like that. It's very pleasant to drink. I mean, this is like, perfect summer beer, perfect summer picnic beer.
Perfect for Phoenix, let me tell you.
Yeah, or Tempe, wherever they're from. Tempe,
yeah. It's refreshing. It's thirst quenching. The cherry is there.
The cherries, they did the damn thing with the cherries. That's for damn sure. It's really good. And then the back end to me is clean. I mean, there's a little bit of lingering sweetness, but overall, it's a beer that you could just keep going at. And at 5%, it's definitely one you don't need to take your time with. You could,
you can slam this back,
toss it back, grab me another,
and it's just so pleasant to me. The back end for me, I'm getting a lot of like balanced flavor there still, and I love that. I love when it's like, it doesn't taste like, oh, I just had a beer, like, I gotta get some water. Like it's thirst quenching in a way. I feel like I'm just drinking carbonated juice that tastes good and it's gonna make me feel a little loose.
The flavors open up really nicely. I would say, again, the tartness is so muted that it's not even like drinking cranberry juice. There's grape in there. There's some apple in there. There's a lot of fruit, like really delicious. It's like a fruit salad in a glass. And the wheat, I agree with what you said at the beginning. The wheat is muted, but it's there for sure, and it's doing its job. It's giving it a nice sort of, it's the engine on which the whole thing rides, and it's just, subtle underneath it, but it's carrying those fruit flavors and balancing them out really nicely and rounding it out.
I want to be at the brewery outside, t-shirt and shorts, playing cornhole with this in my hand.
Do they have cornhole there?
Not the location I went to, but maybe at another one. They had, they looked like they had like board games and stuff, but like we sat outside and it was beautiful weather. It was like high 80s.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Winter for Steven.
It'd be like that when you don't live out here.
Yeah, that's true.
On the East Coast. I got off the plane. The thing is that, and I mean, sorry if this is indulgent to the listeners, but just to tell a personal anecdote, I knew leaving California that I didn't have the right coat, and I have the right coats. Like they're in my apartment.
You were like, I don't want it.
I just didn't want to carry it on the plane. It's too heavy. And I was like, I don't want to bring that. I'll just go and I'll suffer for a couple days. I'll be fine.
And how do you feel?
I got off the plane and immediately I got outside and I was like, oh no.
I have made a mistake. Yeah.
It was like 6:30 in the morning in New York. And I was like, this is going to be a long week.
I hate this. Yeah. No, you gotta just sling it over the shoulder, throw it in the seat, sit on it, and get your ass to New York.
Yeah, I've made a horrible error.
Oh God. Well, buy a new one while you're here. There you go. Perfect opportunity.
So that before was a good segue to the fact that you've been to the brewery. So
I've been to the brewery.
Take us to Huss Brewing.
Huss Brewing, family owned, locally brewed is their slogan. So they have a couple locations. They've got their Tempe Tap Room. That's funny to say. that just tickled me in a great way.
Funny to hear.
Tempe Tap Room. They've got their Uptown Phoenix Tap Room and Kitchen, and then they've got their Huss Downtown Phoenix Brew Pub plus To Go. That's their newest location. It's super downtown. I was at their Uptown Phoenix Tap Room and Kitchen. Basically, for the wedding, I was with some of the boys, and we were looking for like just a place to eat, place to get some beer. One of them was like, yo, should we like go to a brewery? And I was like, oh, my people, yes.
And your eyes lit up.
My eyes lit up.
Started to sing, yeah.
So we were basically it was like outdoors, kind of in the back of like what looks like sort of like an outdoor, not mall, but like there was like a shop there. There's kitchen here, kitchen there. So we were outdoors. It was this big open space. It was really, really beautiful. Check the socials. There's a photo of the whole place up there. So while I was there, I had the Cactus Valley Amber. That is their amber selection. You know me, I love the amber ales. Where the hell is it? 5.5% deep copper hue, notes of caramel and honey, classic amber. I think I had like one or two of those. And then get ready, Steven. This is something that Gabe doesn't say a lot. I had one of their hard seltzers.
What?
Not by choice.
What?
Here's the thing.
What do you mean not by choice?
Well, it was kind of by choice. But it was
Somebody-
more of a suggestion. One of the guys I was with bought a 6-pack of it. And right before the wedding, of course, we're drinking before the ceremony because why the hell wouldn't we? Sorry, Greg, we weren't that drunk. He was like, "Help me kill this."
Shout out to Greg.
Shout out to Greg. Congrats on getting married. One of them was like, help me kill this. Let's work on this. It was the Arizona Lime Ranch Water, which is their agave hard seltzer. And I have to say, it wasn't terrible. It was nothing like that cacti we had.
Which was not great.
No, this was like balanced well. Because I remember when I read agave hard seltzer, my immediate reaction was like, oh no, Travis Scott. What am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that hard seltzer, we shit on seltzers a lot on this show, but I feel like if you're going to have a seltzer, the best way to do it is to go to a brewery that makes seltzers and have their seltzer. Because I have had good seltzers too.
Yeah.
And it's usually the ones that are there, not the ones that are mass produced by horrible people.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Yeah. That genre.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was really great. We sat outside and we had the dope beers, great atmosphere, great food. This place had a kitchen and tap room. And I was really excited to go. As far as the brewery is concerned, it was started by husband and wife, Jeff and Leah Huss. They have 30 years of brewing experience between them. Jeff began his career, he was the head brewer of BJ's Brewing in Chandler, Arizona, while Leah co-owned and operated
Papago
Brewing in Scottsdale, which is where these beers come from. They had some sort of contract, so they were like, hey, can we brew these beers at our new place?
Got it, yeah.
And they were like, go do your thing, baby girl. And here they are.
Yeah, so to focus on that Tempe Tap Room,
The Tempe Tap Room. We're children.
Yay! Okay. The Tempe Tap Room is the main one. That's where these beers were brewed.
Yeah.
That's where it all began in August of 2013. They had a suite at an industrial park. That's where it started. Now they've grown into the third biggest brewery in Arizona. And they have all those locations that Gabe mentioned. They also they recently upgraded their brewing system to a 7-barrel system that was in early 2020, which allows them to experiment a little more, get a little more playful, try some new things. But they haven't even been around 10 years yet. So they're a young brewery that in that less than 10 years has skyrocketed to one of the biggest breweries in Arizona, which is impressive. Or a testament to that Arizona needs more breweries. One of the two, but this place is great.
We're gonna go with the more positive one. It also has something to say about Jeff and Leah because not only did they survive the pandemic and make changes and make it work, but I don't know the exact date on this, but they also welcomed a daughter during all of this process.
Congrats.
So
we don't have anything more appropriate than applause. You applaud when someone births a child.
Yeah,
That's
pretty much. But new tap room, COVID, daughter on the way. That's woof. That's a hard mix, and they made it work. So good for them.
The brewery has a real family-owned atmosphere to it. I mean, on the can it says, it's brewed with love since 2013
Aww.
by 24 people who care.
Aww.
Thank you. So you often see, craft brewed, family owned and operated, but that's I think that's a more impactful statement than you typically see on the can, and there it is. So.
And I remember reading off the website, I think they said that the 24 number comes from, it's either the amount of people working there or the amount of people doing a specific, there's 24 people doing something at the brewery. That's where that number comes from. And I think they have 5 canning people as well.
Okay.
So they have quite the operation. They're moving, they're trucking along.
Yeah.
So
it's great. This beer is great. I mean, we have one more to get to. I'll offer some final thoughts on it, which is just that this took me by surprise. I was expecting a fruit beer, which is what I got, but I wasn't expecting to like the fruit that much. A lot of times fruit beers, especially weeded fruit beers, tend to not really be my thing. They tend to give me like a little bit of a headache. That's not really the right word, but they tend to just, I find the fruit to be a little much, and it's just not what I want out of a beer. But this is really delicious. It really is. I think it's the perfect comp is like, it's like rosé, you know, to wine. It's luscious in the mouth. It's flavorful. It's got a lot of fruit flavor. It's like I said, like a fruit salad, and it's really delightful. If you are someone who likes sours, I think you will like this. If you are someone who doesn't like sours but likes, you know, fruitier, summery options, I think you will like this as well. I think it's got a lot to offer, and I think it's really well balanced, delicious. I can see why it's a popular one.
I maybe it's because it's called a fruit beer, but when I hear fruit beer, my brain just immediately goes to sour. So that's kind of what I was expecting, and I was I have come to like sours, but I was very happy that it wasn't that. I'm very happy that it is its own thing. It tastes fruity and delicious, but it's also a beer. It's just for so many people. It's for the beer drinkers. It's for the non-beer drinkers. It's for the sour drinkers. It's for the non-sour drinkers. Don't know if I would call this for the seltzer people. I think it could be...
Might be a little much.
Maybe try it and see.
There is gluten in it, so... Heads
up. But yeah, I'm a fan. I would love if that ABV was bumped up a bit, but let's calm down, Gabe.
But that's what we have the next beer for. So let's dive into number 2.
Turn up. This is the Copper State IPA. It is one of their, if not their main flagship IPA. It is another year-rounder. For y'all YouTube people, this is what it looks like. It is 6.5%, 69 IBUs. Beer Advocate gave it an 80. Son of a bitch. Beer Advocate gave it an 85. Untapped gave it a 3.61 from the brewery. Our flagship IPA, Copper State IPA, is a celebration of Arizona. Citra, Amarillo, and Simcoe hops provide a juicy yet dry tropical fruit flavor with great bitterness for a truly balanced and enjoyable IPA. And on the SRM chart, God, that's just sex in a glass. Look at that.
So beautiful. It's around a 12 or a 13.
Yeah, just that orangey
amber
beer color.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe, I'm excited about this. Ask me why.
Why are you excited about this?
Because
Steven?
I can tell that it's going to be a West Coaster, and I already
yes, you can
like it, as it should be. Arizona. I mean, technically they're not on any coast, but they're Pacific.
Aren't they technically like Midwest or something like that?
Sure,
I don't know,
but their time zone
is West Coast.
Coast. Sometimes.
Yeah, it depends where you are, because I know in one part, like I'm pretty sure Tempe is one, and then
they don't do daylight savings though.
No,
so
they
half
don't.
The year it's 3 hours, and half the year it's 2 hours.
Yeah, when I got to the hotel, the guy told me, he was like, "Yeah, we don't do daylight savings here, so like you're good." And I was like, "Oh,
were you there that weekend?"
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah.
The rest of us got an extra hour of sleep, and you had to you didn't get that.
See,
luxury.
Here's the thing. Because of the wedding, I told myself ahead of time, I said, Gabe, you're not going to sleep this weekend. And that's okay. And I was okay. And I got some sleep on the, before the plane, on the plane. I had 2 flights. Brutal. But, we're here. Everything's fine. And here we are. We're drinking the Copper State IPA. Pumped.
Well, back to my point. It's... you see Citra, you think New England, but you see Amarillo. That's a dead ringer for some West Coast IPA right there. You don't see Amarillo a lot in the New England style. And then to top it all off, I can tell from, first of all, it poured with a good bit of creamy eggshell colored head. Oh, yeah. It's got some decent lacing already. And the color of it, we talked about it being this sort of amber color, this 11-12. But most importantly, it's clear. And that is a big giveaway. So yeah. I haven't even smelled it yet. I haven't, dove into it, but I can already tell from here that there's going to be some bite to this beer, which I love in an IPA. And at 69 IBUs, it is a little bit higher. The ABV is 6.5. So it's very often you see, 6% ABV, 60 IBUs. This one's a little bit higher. It's 69 IBUs as opposed to 65. Not a bit appreciable difference, but still, it does tell me that there's going to be some bitterness to this.
Yeah, it smells like hops. It smells like sweet hoppiness. It smells like a sweet bite, like the type of bite that you're going to enjoy.
Yeah, I mean this is, it's not a double IPA, so I don't expect a lot of bite. But this does smell like the kind of beer that you bump this ABV up to 8% and you have Road to Ruin. I mean, it's like you said, it's sweet. The citrus notes are definitely there coming from the citra hops. Obviously, you've got your orange, you've got your pineapple and mango for sure. You've got a tropical quality to it, no doubt. But the hops are very present. They are very earthy. They are very piney.
Now,
somewhat dank.
There is another smell I'm getting off of this. And please remember, I am from Connecticut and I live in New York. So for all the people in Arizona, if I sound like a plebe, I apologize. It's not going where you think it's going. It smells like mountains. It smells like outside. Do you get that at all? I feel like I'm getting that. I might just sound like a huge douche, but I mean, that's kind of where, like, I just, like, it's not, it doesn't smell like desert, but it smells like outdoors to me.
I'm trying to get there with you. So I think that there's an earthiness to this.
Maybe that's what it is, but I smell like outside.
I smell pine trees, sort of.
That works. I'll take that.
A grassiness. That's an outside thing.
I'll take that.
I'm trying to get there with it.
I know. I'll take it. But no, in all seriousness, it's got that earthy vibe to it, and I always love that.
I think the malt is subtle. What is there is somewhat, it's a kind of caramel quality to it, I guess. Sort of a little bit. It's got a candy quality to it. It's like you said before. It's a sweet bitter. I know that sounds like a oxymoron, but it is those two things balancing, interplaying, tussling with each other in the form of a beer, and it looks exciting.
Grr.
I'm just taken by how much lacing there is before I've even taken a sip.
Yeah, that's very sticky.
It's going to be dank, and I want to drink it.
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, ready for this.
Let's do it. Thank you, Huss.
I was right. It's very floral. It's very hoppy.
Ooh.
It has a citrus quality to it. There is a distinct florality, that I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
It's like lilac or like something like that. Like it's literally like a flower that is sort of, I don't really know how to describe it. Lilac is what comes to mind for me. And I think it's because of the citra hops. I mean, the citra, the sweetness from the citra and the intensity of the Amarillo are interesting together. And I think if you overanalyze and you try to dissect it, which is what I'm doing right now, you can come to a place where you're like, I'm not sure how much I love that. But ultimately, I do love the bite on it. And I love that someone's doing the West Coast IPA because as we've said, it's not happening enough. So thank you, Huss Brewing.
Yeah. I love I feel like there's kind of a strong malt backbone to it. I feel like it's kind of not recognized up front, but the earthy bite is there. It's got that florality, but
lavender is the word I was looking for. That's what I was trying to find before.
Okay.
Lilac and lavender.
I don't even know if I want to say like it's floral. It's got the florality, but I feel like more so I want to say piney.
Yeah, I mean the
That's
pine
just
is
me,
definitely there. It's just that where I would get like citrus, like orange and grapefruit, sort of the more bitter side of citrus, where I would get those things, it's so mixes with the bitterness of the hops that it almost becomes, it's like, this is going to sound bad, soap, but like I don't mean like that, but there's almost that level of like floral
cleans your mouth-ness
to it.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm saying is I would love to see this if it was, instead of Citra, if it was like Centennial or Cascade hops or something.
Interesting.
With the Amarillo. That's for the nerds out there. That's just an interesting thing, but I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's a West Coast IPA that the citrus just keeps it from leaning in all the way on the hop bite. It keeps it from going towards so dank that it's like,
right,
you feel it in your knees, I
will say this. So the first beer we drank, sunshine, playing cornhole in the backyard. As we all know, in the desert, it's very hot during the day, it gets cold at night. This beer Copper State IPA, I want to drink late at night, maybe still outside, maybe if it's cold enough, a campfire or a bonfire. But if not, then definitely just like chilling with people outside late at night. I feel like maybe like you need like kind of like a light jacket. Like this will be perfect pairing.
Yeah, I mean this is for the IPA lovers, no doubt about it. This one is if you're a classic, like I like my Dogfish 60 Minute, I like my, you know, those classic IPAs, my Sierra Nevada Torpedo, you know, if that's what you like, this will work for you. Also, I just want to point out again that lacing in the glass.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, check that out.
Pretty. So
sticky. It's delicious.
Oh, and to talk about mouthfeel and all that stuff, because we didn't, I would say it's medium bodied, maybe a little bit higher than that. It's got a sturdy sort of robust quality in the mouth. Definitely bitter, definitely biting.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I would say it's a little bit fluffy in the mouth, not creamy or anything like that, but very bitter. And the mouthfeel, the back end is a lingering bite. The hops stick around.
I would agree with that. You go to the brewery, you only have time for one beer.
I think I'm going to get that cherry.
Really?
Well, unless they got like a double IPA version of this.
Wow.
No, well,
interesting. I figured you'd immediately all Copper State IPA.
Well, let me say, if I'm looking at the menu and I'm ordering one, I would order the Copper State. If these were the only two on the menu and I was ordering and I hadn't had them before,
okay,
I would be like, give me the IPA. But having had them, I really like that cherry blossom. It's really good, I think that's my winner of the day. Is what?
Okay, nice.
What about you?
I think I gotta go cherry as well, just because it's. I don't even know how to say it. It's just more fun. I mean, I love the Copper State IPA.
Flavorful and the IPA is great.
It's like a solid like IPA beer. We're not going to pull too many stops. And then you have the cherry blossom and it's like, wait, what? Wait, what's over there? Ooh, who's back there? Like it pulls you in different directions.
I think the cherry blossom takes me to a place that I haven't quite been before.
There we go.
It's got just a little bit of something different to it that I really enjoyed. The IPA is excellent.
However, it would also play into, like I said, I'm just a firm believer in this. I think it would play into what time of day it is. Afternoon, grabbing the cherry. If it's late at night, IPA.
Warm me up.
Yeah, exactly. But like Phoenix is already warm. Not like we're shivering. More of just like, ooh, it's cool out.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, I'm confused.
Like
Phoenix is warm. It's just like, oh, it's cool out.
No, like Phoenix is hot, but I mean, like late at night, it would get
late
cool.
at night. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
Easy. We're here. We've been drinking.
We've been drinking. All right, you got your Bob Ross dude with you. Did you bring him this time, or did you forget him?
I have him, but I need you to get the
Funko Pop.
Thank you.
Character dude.
How hard is that? Yes, he's here.
Can Art and Crafts.
Bobby. He's here. I got him. He's ready. Let's do it. All right. In order, the cherry blossom. So Huss Brewing kind of has a theme going on. They've got kind of just this Aztec shape looking sort of deal to it. White can with some red lettering. All around it, red all around the sides, just Papago, whatever the hell you say it. Cherry blossoms just up front and center with some shapes. Pretty solid, pretty straightforward. If you're on YouTube, there it is. If you're looking at the Copper State IPA, again, it's got sort of like just like shapes. This one has like an eagle on it that's very shining. That's going to give it extra points. I didn't even see that before. Bold, juicy, delicious. Damn right. It's going to give it some extra points there. But this one is more shiny in the sense of like just white can with some copper coloring, which makes a lot of sense. The Cherry Blossom, I'm going to give a solid 7. The Copper State IPA, I'm going to give a solid 8. These are pretty vibrant, pretty bright. They might get lost depending on who they're sitting next to, but at the same time, they're also dope and they also look cool and they also taste great. Bob Ross is here. He agrees as always. Stephen, I did bring them. This is proof, and you can hold them for the rest of the episode. And that is another great edition of Can Arts and Crafts.
I will cherish him and love him.
Isn't he so adorable?
His head is way bigger than the rest of his body.
That's what's so great about it.
I think that's kind of the point. So,
Bobby, we love you.
All right. What else do they have on tap here at Huss Brewing? They obviously have some seltzer, as you mentioned. They also have the amber that you mentioned. They have their orange blossom is there. They have a blonde ale Kolsch. They've got a light lager. They have a Cactus Valley American Amber. That's the one you were talking about, I think.
Cactus Valley, that's the amber one, yes. They also have a coffee Kolsch, an amazingly unique brew that drinks as light as any lager, but packs a delicious coffee punch. It's a blonde coffee ale.
That's interesting. I've never had a coffee Kolsch before,
yes.
So that's fascinating.
So I think if we were to go, I didn't see it the day I went. I probably just didn't see it. But if we go again, that would be at least in the flight. You know what I mean?
They got a Papago Coconut Joe, dark and creamy milk stout with coffee beans and coconuts. And they have some hazy IPAs as well, including a low-cal one, low ABV, low-cal, because it's 2021 and that's what we do.
Because skinny, am I right?
Am I right? So Huss Brewing, our first Arizona beer. Great. Fantastic. Thank you.
Yes.
Bob says thank you as well. I don't know what to do with him now. I feel like I'm stuck with him.
You are. Get over it. He wants to just be friends. Just be nice to him.
And we have one more thing to do.
Last call.
All right. Of course, this story happened in London because
the best stories always
the best stories do. There is a man. His nickname is Pedaling Picasso. He is a bike rider, and he broke the Guinness World Record with a massive GPS drawing. So basically what he did was, he is a British cyclist. He rode the bike around for 12 hours, which... holy shit. His name is Anthony Hoyt. He was nicknamed the Pedaling Picasso. He covered a distance of 66.48 miles on the streets of London, and he used a GPS tracking app everywhere he went, and he made a massive image of a man with a mustache. So if you're looking at a map in red, it's just a man with a mustache. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. Here's the other thing that's kind of funny to me. It doesn't look like him. I don't know if this is a man he came up with, or a drawing of a man he came up with, or the man he wants to be.
I don't think he was trying to make himself, because...
I don't think so either, but my first question is, like, why wouldn't you?
He said that the image was in recognition of Movember, which is an annual event that encourages men to grow mustaches to raise awareness for men's health issues. But this guy doesn't have a mustache. But there's a distinct mustache on the GPS drawing.
Oh yes, it's big and bushy.
So if you're not picturing what we're saying, this guy used if you're a runner, like Map My Run, that kind of thing. Right. He used a tracking app and he started riding, and then he drew, and it's a very big stretch of land he covered, and he made a man's face. There's like eyes that are pretty detailed. There's like a nose and a mustache.
It looks really good.
It's pretty impressive, to be honest.
I don't know. I mean, I just 12 hours on a bike. He
said that the ride began on November 13th and was completed 8.5 hours later. He also apparently experienced some issues with road closures. So he's like, oh no, what do I do? I can't.
I'm on the second eye, though. I have to go down this road.
Do I shut the app? Do I pause it and then just appear somewhere else? What do I do?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records, which is always pretty dope, for a continuous GPS drawing by bicycle in a 12-hour span by an individual. My Lord. All over London. I mean,
yeah, it's a very big... I mean, he's crossing the river... He's going around a lot of parks. Apparently, he was interviewed for this by UPI, I guess. And he said, luckily, the key bits Should I do it in a British accent?
Yeah, he's so
Luckily, the
British.
key bits, the eyes, nose, mouth, and tash went to plant. That would be a mustache he's talking
Yeah,
about.
I read that and I was like, oh, they spelled it right now.
There were a few more issues towards the end, including the crowds at Portobello Road Market, but I was less concerned about that as the shape of the hair isn't critical. I don't know how good that was. But
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it's admirable because he's doing it to raise awareness for men's health issues. I think he needs another hobby.
I think he needs another helmet. It looks weird. It doesn't look like a normal bike helmet. It looks like a weird hat of some sort.
Yeah, it looks like something you'd wear in like a science lab if you were being experimented on.
It looks like he's part of a costume.
It looks like he's bald and this thing just has like ridges, but it doesn't have like a whole cap. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. It's weird. But hey, after an hour on a bike, I'd probably pass out and throw up. So,
and this guy's in the Guinness Book and we're not. And good for him. And if we were in the Guinness Book, it would be for like most...
Well, let's hear this.
Most beer consumed.
Maybe.
While watching true crime documentaries or something. It would be like...
But see, we could do that.
Yes, we could do that. That's what I'm saying.
We've definitely had this conversation before.
I know. That's our level of ambition.
It's our level of dreaming. We're just like, no, we could do that, Mom. You know, I would love to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. I think that's a huge accomplishment. They come out with that book every year and they take your picture and it's pretty sexy.
I haven't seen that book since I was in elementary school.
Well, same, but
they used to have it.
I know they make it, right?
I think they must. I mean, they're still setting records. Did they just go digital? That would suck. Y'all still make the book?
Like, here's the PDF.
Guinness. We need some answers.
I remember reading those books at a young age and thinking like, woman with longest fingernails, and I'm just like,
they're gross.
But like, why? Why would you do that?
Gross. That stuff is nasty.
Like, don't get me wrong. You get a little framed letter.
But is it worth the years of your life?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you get like, if you break a Guinness Book of World Record, do you get paid for that?
That's a great question.
Or do you just get this little framed picture that says, hey, you did this and no one else did. Congrats. And then go live your life.
We're going to need you to look into this and email us about it. Please and thank you. Because I don't know.
If you've broken a Guinness Book of World Record, what is it? How did you do it? How long did it take? Like that kid on the swing.
The kid on the swing. We talk about Guinness World Records a lot on this show.
I find them fascinating.
They are fascinating. We used to have the book in my elementary school. So like when I was a little kid, I would see it in the library and I'd be like, oh, let me look at those pictures. And I have not seen that book since.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know where it goes now.
It's maybe there is a PDF somewhere.
There's got to be like a digital. There's got to be. It's on the website.
I want to go to like the Guinness Book of World Records like headquarters. Like, where are they? They've got to be like.
I think they're at the Guinness Brewery in Ireland.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's so much better.
It's the same company. It's the same company.
But like while you're breaking a world record or going to visit like the museum style, you can have a beer.
You can have a Guinness. See, now my God. It all
now
comes
we're
back.
thinking. We're thinking together.
Well, Anthony, this is impressive. I'll give you that.
It is. It is. We're not going to put you to shame.
I don't know how you thought of it. I don't know why you thought of it. I don't know why you thought it was a good idea. I don't know why no one in your family stopped you, but they didn't, and you did it, and good for you. And that, you know what? That right there deserves recognition from the hop.
And the drawing looks really good. I can't draw. Like, I wouldn't be able to draw that.
I wouldn't be able to do that with a pen, let alone.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wow, it's impressive. I want to know what kind of bike you had. His legs are probably the size of a house because he's jacked.
Of AJ Dillon's legs.
He's probably got thunder thigh legs.
He's Quadzilla. All right. We need to go. So thank you guys. An in-person episode for a change. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
We'll be back in our boxes next week.
In our little bubbles.
But this was fun. And until then, say something nice and
go listen to a Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah, listen to West Side Story, Into the Woods, Company, Sunday in the Park, Assassins.
Oh, so good.
Merrily We Roll Along if you're really adventurous. I could go on and on. But Steve Sondheim, this one was for you. Huss Brewing, thank you. And guys, we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.